isn't having any encoding issues. Nope, cool. This is basically just gonna be uncut, pretty much, to the very end. So enjoy. um, this is kind of a personal update video kind of thing. Um, to kind of get to the gist of it, I'm been going through a rough patch. Um, I've just been feeling not motivated to do, you know, recordings of episodes. Um, I haven't been exactly prioritizing the correct things. Thankfully, today was a better day. Actually, earlier today, I cleaned up most of the downstairs and I went ahead and vacuumed upstairs. So that's a good thing. Getting back in the swing of things. But yeah, if y'all are just curious, this is gonna be posted on the Mattheanos channel, not on the podcast channel. I'll just go ahead and do update videos over there for now. But yeah, for the past few weeks at least, um, probably month ish. Of course, I know episode 12 was posted about mm, just over 2 weeks ago ish. In fact, I actually have my phone right here. I can probably look for it. Give me just a moment if I find it. Go all the way down. Oh, excuse me, 3 weeks ago. Never mind. So yeah, about a month ish. Probably a little bit longer than that. I've been going through a rough patch. Um, and if you're wondering why I'm kind of quiet, I'm sitting here staring at my clock, my new kind of wooden, I guess you could say, digital clock. I mean, I love analog clocks and everything, but see if I can pick it up, turn it around for y'all. They don't typically make analog clocks, I guess. So, you know. And plus, I thought I'd start using an actual clock instead of my phone as my clock, you know? Just try to start using my phone as my phone. But yeah, other than that, I've just been going through a rough patch. Things been kind of difficult. Um, Mainly, I guess you could say this is kind of a recording for myself, but at the same time, it's for y'all. Just to let y'all know how I'm doing and everything. I've been going. Not everything is typically how you see it. Sometimes I say sometimes. No, but I'm not saying I don't enjoy filming. I absolutely love getting to film each and every one of the episodes, other than episode one, which still needs a redo. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm eventually gonna retouch on that episode at some point. Gonna be in the future at some point. Definitely not gonna be next episode because I'm sure y'all already know, or if you haven't been in touch with the channel and all that or the podcast, the script. Really, you gotta be kidding me. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here recording and a stupid notification from my computer decides to pop up while I'm sitting here. And like I said, this gonna be uncut stuff. I ain't cutting nothing out. If I'm gonna put something in, it's gonna be outro music. If I put anything in, which I probably won't. Anywho, but yeah, no, I truly do enjoy getting to record each and every one of the podcast episodes. It's just recently I feel like laziness has gotten to me. Um, what I was gonna think of. Yeah, I've been especially especially over the summertime. Like I've been, excuse me, my throat's a little bit dry. Um, really attached to my phone, and not in a good way. That's for sure. That definitely doesn't help. With kind of the rough patch that's kind of been going on. That doesn't exactly help everything. That just kind of, throws a little peanut oil underneath or a little bit of peanut oil inside that pan or pot, whatever, or throws a little bit of firewood or gasoline on that fire, fuels the fire instead of typically helping. So, well, actually, a couple of days ago, today or not today, technically yesterday, earlier in the morning. How about that? How about I quit complicating things? Earlier in the morning, we had our internet company, one of the guys from our internet company, come over, and because we had internet out since Monday, I was I was planning on recording sometime during when the internet was out, but honestly, I was just enjoying being away from my phone, being away from social media, kind of thing. 141. Looky there. Um, this is my brain, y'all. Like this is how I roll. Like if I notice something in the middle of the conversation, I'm gonna say it. Maybe I have ADHD. At one point, tried to get diagnosed for it. At least my mother took me, but I don't think it really matters because it doesn't change who I am anyway. So what's the point? um, but anywho, yeah, we had Xfinity guy come in and fix the internet because we had internet out since Monday. Um, and what I was doing, I know I'm kind of getting off track, but this is kind of how I roll. This kind of adds up to me, I guess kind of progressing and getting better kind of thing with this rough patch. Um, what I did was I used the old Xbox One S. I say old because I had that thing for almost a decade before I got the Series X I got here behind me with my own money. First ever like real big purchase was that thing. Um, but yeah, I used the old Xbox One S. I had to use that one. I couldn't use the other one right here behind me because I needed internet to download the Blu-ray player. See where I'm going with this? And so the Blu-ray player was already installed on it, and I was like, what movie should I watch? Because I wanted something to do other than being on my phone. Because I knew that being on this thing 24/7. Oh yeah, I'm a Rangers fan now, by the way. Heck with the Pride Month crap. Anyway, but yeah, I was trying to. I figured out which DVDs I wanted to watch, and I watched a total of 10. No, no, 3 plus. Yeah, 6 plus. Yeah, 9 movies. And now, if you're thinking the prequels, the originals, and the sequels of Star Wars, you'd be wrong because I ain't watching them sequels. They don't count. Uh, no, I decided to watch the first 3 movies of the Pirates of the Caribbean, watch me prequels and the original trilogy, the Star Wars, because why the heck not? And plus, even during this time, I discovered we had the first, or the at least the first 4 out of the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies on DVD. And I was like, shoot, I could have been watching these things on DVD the entire time without any ads during the movie. I was like, shoot, I should do this more often. Oh, and don't get me started about freaking Nintendo right now either. Oof. Now I'm just on another tangent. I feel like I'm really getting off course. But yeah, that's what I was doing pretty much for the past 2 days. Sitting there watching Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, World's End. World's End is like Endgame level, by the way. Outdoor gets better than Endgame. Um, I'm shocked I didn't see it when I was younger, and I'm kind of glad I've seen it. Mm. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say is where I've been, what I've been doing, what I'm going through. Because I thought I'd go ahead and be transparent with y'all, kind of thing. Because I see so many stinking YouTubers and all that mess go and say, all these stinking apology videos. It's like, okay, if I got to take a day off because, I'm not doing too well mentally, emotionally, you know, spiritually, physically, I don't think I've really ever done too well physically. I've been a twig pretty much my entire life, but that's beside the point. Uh, but yeah, the point is, I've been going through a rough patch. Prayers are appreciated and are welcome. Um, to my whoever sees this over on the Mattheanos channel, it's gonna be a lot less people than over on if I was actually I may put this on the podcast channel. I posted on both just in case. Um, but yeah, really, I just wanted to give y'all an update, tell y'all what I've been doing. I've been getting lazy, real lazy, like I said already. Watching movies, spending time away from my phone. I know you're probably like, oh, but that's just another electronic. Here's the deal. DVDs to me are just a way of escaping the internet. Because there was no like big social media crap as much as there is nowadays. And plus, getting to watch movies on DVD that I didn't when I was younger, that's kind of nice. That's for sure. 1:47 in the morning. I've been recorded for over 12 minutes. Look at there. Oh, here's something cool. I just looked at my desk. Uh, I ordered 50. Look at this. Hooked on Jesus podcast stickers. Oh, get my finger out of the way. Look at that. It's these are, well, actually probably about 48, 47 stickers now. Because one of them's on this here laptop. What? Yeah, it'd be 47 because one I gave my dad and then one's on the fridge because my mother put it there. But yeah, I got 47 of these suckers. I ordered this online. I was like, because I saw another guy I watch make custom stickers, and I was like, "Where'd you get those? How'd you make them?" And he gave me the name of wherever. I'm not gonna say what it is because I prefer to use it, and I don't want nobody, taking my logo or anything. All that fun stuff. Of course, that reminds me, I got to start putting a watermark at the bottom corner of my episodes because sometimes YouTube doesn't do the watermark like it should. But because I have it set to default, from the beginning to the very end of each of the videos over on the podcast channel, have the watermark. But over half the time, I post anything, it's not there. So I'll just have to add that manually. But yeah, make some stickers. These were ordered like almost a month ago too. Anyway, whenever this crap started going down. But yeah, let me know if y'all want to, you know, maybe at some point get you some hooked on Jesus stickers for crying out loud. Like these are good. They are in the matte finish. I honestly prefer a matte finish personally, probably because I'm weird about it. I like the feel of the sticker. I don't know why. Reminds me of them, kind of 3D kind of stickery things or whatever. It was a thing when I was younger, and it'd be very scratchy, very scratchy. And then every time you move it, it's like the image is following you, like it's 3D, an illusion. At this point, it's just going down the road to me reminiscing about childhood memories. That's probably part of my problem is not thinking of the future and constantly reminiscing on those memories. But yeah, that's just how life has been going. Hit the 15-minute mark right here. Um, if you did watch all the way up to this point, and if I decided to post this over on the podcast YouTube channel, which I probably will, because that's where most of the viewers and listeners are, whatever you want to call them, most of the people are. And then I'll go ahead post it over on Mattheanos channel as well. That's kind of my personal channel. I don't post there very often. I actually used to do some prayer videos. I remember the stinking floods that were going on in like Tennessee, Kentucky, and all that mess. I did prayer videos for those. Check them out if you want to. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. But but yeah, if you watch all the way up to this point and you want to see episode 13, hopefully coming soon. My goodness, because I've been struggling. And yeah, by the way, I'm still wearing this cross necklace. I'm sitting here looking at myself in the recording, because the microphone pretty much completely covers it up, except for right here at the very bottom. Unless I dip down underneath the microphone, I guess, and you can barely see it. But yeah, like I said, just been going through a rough patch. I feel like I'm sounding really repetitive right now. Of course, if I re-record this, I feel like it won't be, genuine to y'all, because the entire point of this was to be as transparent as I can be with all y'all, and just say I'm struggling kind of hard. Um, I mean, of course, being unemployed and stuff doesn't exactly help for being able to drive. Yeah, I know y'all probably like, you talk about drivers and such, being so bad when you don't even drive yourself. It's called observing. Anywho, like I said, if you want to see episode 13 or any other podcast episode for the Hooked on Jesus podcast, you can check out right here. This is episode 11. Got over 200 views. Now you're probably like, that's not a lot. Probably because you're subscribed to those YouTubers who make millions of views off of their stuff. But to us, it's pretty amazing. And then over here is also going to be, I'll just put my hand here. Over here, we'll go ahead and be episode 12, the most recent episode that was, published and all that fun stuff. And then, of course, I'll go ahead and put the subscribe, kind of right here in front of the microphone in case y'all want to click that subscribe button. Because this is only going up on YouTube. You ain't getting no update videos or nothing on Spotify or Pandora or anything. Because then I'd just be posting that to the podcast, be like, and then people will be like, what? What in the world is this guy doing? Thought this was a podcast about, spreading the gospel and all that. Not talking about depression. Of course, nobody said anything about being a follower of Christ being easy. Anyway, I'll probably just go ahead and cut myself off right here. Because I'm running on at, 19 minutes, 6 seconds. Anywho, again, prayers are appreciated and are welcome. Anybody who wants to, feel free. If you don't, that's okay. I'm not going to condemn you for it, unlike some people. Joelstein. Oh, goodness. Anywho, if you made it up to this point, thank you for watching this update video. And being kind enough to watch the very end. Very thoughtful of you. And, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. God bless y'all. Remember, Jesus loves you. Stop this thing right here.
Wow.